We got 15 minutes to make this happen. Okay. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? So I want to make a quick little video about yesterday's events. People, patriots, Americans, whatever you want to call them, race, don't matter. But just the people storming the Capitol, right? For those of you who know, I'm a conservative, right? So I tend to sympathize with the right, Now, I know there's extremes on both sides. I know this. But that's just where I land, and I think I land there because, for the most part, conservative values line up with my Christian values, protection of life, marriage, work hard, all these things that are good things, right? And this year, man, I was deep into it, right? I even started a whole page based around just talking about it and the craziness that is that rabbit hole. Anywho, and then, president lost the election, and I kind of was like, I'm done. And what I did was I deleted everything off of my Instagram, social media, anything that had to do with the news. I just didn't want to do it. Bye, gone. I don't need to see it. I don't need to stress about it. I got nothing to worry about except my own little kingdom. So it was of no interest to me anymore, because the powers that be are going to blaze through in the way that they want, regardless of how I feel or what I want to happen. So it's not worth my time and investment anymore. So that's how it felt. But my friend, he's ex-military. He sends me the link. And he goes, it's happening, bro. And I saw the video, and I'm just going to confess how I felt, okay? So seeing the American flags wave, you see it right here in the back, right? And come on, I love America. I love it. Seeing people rush the Capitol with their flags, my adrenaline, my heart, I was like, in my head, I was transposed into that moment, and I was like, charge, right? Like I was there, dude. Then I posted a comment where I was all like, get it, boys. Let them know we bleed red, white, and blue, right? And I think that's what sparked all this, because I was showering at the end of the day, and God just brought to my attention the spirit that was within me when I had said this, when I was watching this. And because listen, I was realizing, man, listen, I'm a man of war. And here's what I mean by that. Like, I just got this fight in me that's just constantly, I'm abrasive. I speak my mind. I can't hide being displeased on my face. I got a big mouth. If we disagree, I'm going to say something. I'm not nervous about who you are, what you can do to me. I'm just going to say, he's got this in me. I go into stores with no mask. I bump into it with people. If we disagree, I'm going to make my case. Don't matter. I'm abrasive. I'm always trying to fight. I try to, that's why I joined the military. I tried to go to war 3 times, and as God would have it, he said no. So I'm in the shower, and I'm like, Lord, come on. Okay, but you made me like this. Like this is within me. And why do I feel guilty about it? Right? And he brought to me a story in the Bible, right, where Jesus is in the garden the night before he's taken, and they're going to crucify him in the morning. He knows this. Anywho, so the guards come, they grab him. This is him. And one of his disciples, who I relate so much to because he's hard-headed, he's foul-mouthed, he's just aggressive, rough around the edges. So I'm like, that's me right there. And he did what I think I would have done in that scenario without having to know the end result was. He grabbed one of the swords of one of the people, and he swung trying to save, his king. And Jesus looked at him, and he screamed, and he goes, "No, Peter! Do you not know that those who live by the sword shall die by it?" That's how I heard it in my head. So aggressive. And, Peter drops the sword. And so God brought that story to my head, and he showed me how the aggression that I think that I have, and me wanting us to like go to civil war and stuff, because I feel that there is a massive battle between good and evil, and whether I'm on the right side or you disagree, whatever, that is in me, right? And when he brought that story to my head, he goes, son, that's you. You think that you can take up arms and fix it. And he's saying that's not how my kingdom works, right? Because he told Peter right afterwards when he dropped the sword, he goes, you don't think if I asked my Father to send me what I needed, he would. And then he just showed me how being meek, and let me explain this word. Meek is power under control, right? So give you a word picture. It's a huge horse letting you control it with a little bit in its mouth. Listen, that horse will buck you if it wants, right? But he's allowing you to ride him. He has power under control. He's reserved. And he told me, listen, that fight that's in you, I'm going to use it one day. But I just need you to learn that I'm not going to use it the way you think I am. And then just reminded me, listen, to submit, to bow, to turn the other cheek is more powerful than to not. And I argue with him because I'm like, oh, y'all not going to let nobody hit me, man. Come on. And he goes, I let them hit me. Oh, and he always just getting me. He said, I let him hit me. You know, they put clothes over his face and they were baiting him, telling him, prophesy who hit you, ripping his beard out, ripping his back to shreds, putting nails through his hands. All the while, the Bible says that he's the one that sustains all of this. So the muscles that the people needed to build up spit to spit on him, the nails that needed to retain their shape by the atoms holding together to pierce his hands, he's holding it and allowing it to happen. And he's saying, and I let him. Took the hit. And if he's my father, right, which I know he is, you know, son always wants to be like his dad. And so it convicts me because within me, I'm like, oh. And he goes, no, Papa, listen, therein lies the power. So I'm making this video to just publicly say and apologize. And I'm apologizing to him because I thought, who am I apologizing to? Because I don't care what you guys think or if you guys get offended by me. I'm apologizing for my own soul and just to, pull out these roots that want to take hold of my heart and just go and be aggressive. Because listen, I disagree with everything that's happened this year. I'm disagreeing with what happened. I mean, but he told me, he just reminded me, he goes, son, listen, like I told Pilate when I was standing before him in my trial, he goes, my kingdom is not of this earth, and he goes, and if you're my son, if I've adopted you into my family, neither are you. You're not part of any of these kingdoms that are here on earth that think that they're the solution to humankind. We're not. These are all broken systems that the Bible says are going to be redeemed one day because we don't got it. You can't fight fire with fire. And so I've just, I'm making a public announcement to say that I am a follower of Jesus more than anything, first and foremost, before anything, and that I don't want to associate myself to any clique, clan, group, political party. I'm done. I'm done. None of them are going to save me. None of them are going to. That's it. And so, I'm deleting anything that has to do with the news. I don't want it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care about it. You know what I want to care about? I want to care about how my kids are doing. I want to care about how my business is doing, how my employees are doing. That's what I care about. Because that's what I'm in control of. To be stressed out and anxious over things that, man, listen, God says that I set up and remove and put kings in place because he's got a plan. So, and I trust him. He's my captain. He's my commander in chief. And all right, Pops, that's why. And you know what? There's so many stories in the Bible where what he's asking people to do makes zero sense. And that's just what he does. It's just what he does because, listen, the word also says that it is impossible. Listen, not kind of, impossible to please God without faith. And so I'm choosing to be a man of faith. And I'm going to try with everything in me, with the help of the Spirit, right? Because I got no shot, Pops, because I'm slapping somebody, okay? With the help of the Spirit, I'm going to try to be a man that belongs to his kingdom rather than the one here. And so that means if I have to submit to the powers here because he's asked me to, if I have to get hit on one cheek and turn the other one, as hard as that'll be, I'm going to try to have that be how I'm marked and how I'm remembered, because I don't want to fight for a kingdom that in the end won't save me. There's only one, and I want to believe that I belong to that one. And so I apologize, like I said, once again, for inciting violence yesterday. I was reading the verse out of Ephesians, and it says, "For we no longer fight flesh and blood, but spiritual principalities in high places." And so my brothers, my neighbors, people I disagree with or whatever, I'm not fighting them anymore. The word is telling me that these are spirits that are constantly trying to invoke dissension and fight and anger within us 24/7. And so when you realize it, it's no longer personal. So you're disagreeing with me, you're angry towards me, you're wanting to fight me or whatever, or call me whatever you want to call me. Oh man, that just rolls off of me like water on a leaf. It's like, oh, okay, well dang, I hear you. Bye, spirit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, rebuke it. Not the person, rebuke it. The person, again, we're vessels that allow ourselves to be taken over. And I know this because I'm telling you, I'm watching the flags, and in my heart I was like get them, but I was and it's a fight, man. This is a struggle. Listen, we are warriors, we are soldiers, and God just reminded me again. He said, listen, you're not the only one, son, that's got that fight in you. I've designed all of humanity to be this way. And I was trying, there's a bunch of punks and pushovers, and he was like, no. Listen, there are many ways to fight. That you can fight. You wake up in the morning, you fight spiritual battles, mental battles, financial battles, relational battles, you know what I mean? So, and I was like, And this is true of everybody. And I know this because this is why we like underdog movies, superhero movies, because we see ourselves in them. We understand that, man, on the daily, we're fighting Goliaths that are just, but, man, I'm so thankful that he speaks, and that truth really does set us free, because the reality is that when you believe him, when you lean into his principles, and when you want to follow your commander-in-chief's orders, aka Jesus's, oh man, the peace that comes to you, because I'm not stressed. Oh man, so people can go, did you hear they're censoring the president? I'm like, what? Really? Oh dang, that's crazy. Go about my business. Got nothing to do with me. I got one king, and I'll do what he asked me to do when he asked me to do it, and as imperfectly as I might do it, I'm gonna push in here. Mr. Biden, praying for you, brother, man. Hope you do well, and if you don't, it ain't you. It's a spirit within you, and I just pray that God is merciful with all of us, and that he speaks to all of us, and that he does what he does best. And you know what that is? He saves. He saves us from our own mindset. Because I'm telling you, apart from him, none of y'all would convince me that I'm in the wrong. I'm like, please, I'm an American. Y'all, this is the greatest country on earth. And I still think this is an amazing country, and I'm so grateful for it. And if you disagree, and you're watching it on your iPhone, or driving in your car, or at your job site, or in the comforts of your bed while other people sleep on the ground and can't even fathom the way we live, I'd ask you to do a little introspection, because the two most disgusting things that a human being can don for themselves is lack of gratitude and pride. And if you're clothed in this, nobody wants to be around you. And if they are, they're around you for false pretenses, under false pretenses. So, man, just shoot up a little prayer real quick and just ask God to kind of expose you where you need to be exposed. Because listen, we have so many blind spots, and like I said, I'm just grateful that he speaks, and that and listen, and when he corrects, he always corrects so sweet. It's like, oh man, oh thank you. And his goodness really just compels you to be like, yeah, I was wrong. And so that's all I wanted to say about yesterday. Listen, let whatever happen. I know who I belong to. I know who's got the world in their hands, and I'm just gonna push into that. And that's what it is. That's my cue. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. God bless.